What's up, guys? Corey here, back out in the shop, and we finally got a little caught up, and we got a weekend to work on our car. So that's what we intend on doing. I'm so excited. This weekend we're going to be focusing on the engine, getting it built, painted, completely assembled. Hopefully get it married with the transmission and get it all set in the car and hopefully fired. That's the goal. I've got 3 days. Hopefully we can get it done. If not, we'll at least get it in there and get it close to being fired. Yeah, so let's go take a look at it real quick. All right, guys. A lot of you guys know about this car, some of you not. This was heat when I got it. Rusted out, just a rust bucket, junk. I've completely redone the whole thing, basically. New shock towers, frame rails, did a lot of goodies too. But everything on this car, guys, has been basically like either secondhand, or I traded for parts for stuff, or stuff like that, or used parts, whatever. This is like a budget car for me. I don't have a lot of money, a lot of spare time either, so when I get time I like to fire down on it. But anyway, this weekend hopefully we can get everything down in it. Well, some of you guys don't know about it, and I've talked to others about it, but our engine and transmission and stuff, well, it's the stock transmission. We just had it rebuilt and some better parts in it to beef it up a little bit. But the engine and everything, it's basically just going to be a stock. It's just a stock short block. There's not going to be anything to it. We've got a set of head studs we're going to put on it for the boost. But this whole engine here and everything I've got for it, I've got about $50 in it, guys. And that's the whole goal with this car. It's a budget build. And that's the way I intend on keeping it. Now, I will put some good parts on it and some go fast stuff. We're just going to see what we can do with this junkyard motor. It'll go or it'll blow. That's the way I look at it. We've got a decent little turbski to put on it, little Chinese turbo. It's a GT45. Not sure if a lot of you guys know much about them, but it's pretty daggone big. It's like a 92 millimeter. But we're just gonna turn the boost down on it and try to make a little power with this stock block. It's all junkyard parts. We've got a used cam. I've got, like, everything I've got is used or secondhand, like I said. So it's gonna be interesting. I hope you guys follow along and like the build. We hope to have it all put together and running here shortly. But main thing though is when we get it done, we really want to take it to the track and make some pulls with it and see what we can do, see what our junkyard motor will do. So I hope you guys are interested. If so, hit that like and subscribe, and follow along and share it, and hopefully we can do something with it. All right, quick update. We've got the short block completely tore down. We've got it all cleaned up. Everything looks good so far. We went ahead and throw the new oil pump on already, and that's that. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab the old cam I got hanging there, and from a motor we used to have, and we'll throw it in and get this thing a little bit more assembled. Guys, and I wouldn't recommend doing this the way we're doing it. If you're doing a build like this, maybe just go to a machine shop, spend the money. But we've been doing these engines and stuff like this for years. We know, what we're doing a little bit. So, but at your own risk if you do this stuff. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this all thrown back together. We've got everything, labeled and marked, so we know exactly where all of our lifters and push rods and everything goes. But yeah, so let's get at it. All right, guys, we got the first day wrapped up here. It's a new day. Yesterday we got everything tore down and got it all put back together. It's all painted. Everything's reassembled. Oil pumps in, cams in. You know, everything's back on. The lifters are in up to this point. Now we're ready for the heads. For the heads, we've got just stock E7s. Nothing done to them. We're going to pull the rockers off and get rid of those. We've got roller rockers, and then we've got a new set of trick flow valve springs for them. So we're going to change all those out real quick and get these heads painted and hopefully get it on there. We'd like to have the complete engine assembled today if at all possible, but I don't know, I've got about an 8-hour day out here today. Yesterday I only had about a 4-hour day, but yeah, so hopefully we can knock a lot more out. We'll be back. All right, guys, right off the start on the heads, I got them stripped and got ready to start changing the valve springs out, and all I had was this. We don't do a lot of mechanical work around here, mostly just body work, body and paint. So anyhow, all I've got is this old one here, and it just sucks. I hate it. It slips off. It's terrible junk design. So we're gonna toss it to the side and go over here and make one. I took an old 6-inch C-clamp and I cut the ends off of right here, and we'll go ahead and weld these on here like this, and I'll get it up there and set at the angles I need, but I'll make it where it just goes right around there, and then I can clamp it with this tool. And I think I can get the clamps off, you know, and you'll get the springs off a whole lot easier with this thing. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. Take us a few minutes and we'll get this knocked out and we'll get back at it. All right, tools made. Put a little coat of paint on it and got it on here so you can see how it works. Yeah, worked perfectly first time. Clamped it down. I'll grab a magnet and get these keepers off, and then we'll loosen it up and have the first one off there. Only 16 more to go. We'll be back. All right, guys, got all those valve springs knocked out pretty quick. Got the heads bolted on. Got the rockers on. Got them all set. We went ahead and hoisted it up, and now we're going to put on the flywheel, bolt on the tranny, and well, the clutch, the transmission, and all that stuff. But as soon as we get that finished up, then we'll be ready to slide it on in there. Everything's gone pretty easy so far up to this point. We've only made 2 trips to the parts store, so it's not bad. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be stabbing this in there in a minute. All right, guys, it's in there. Took us about 20 minutes or so after we got the tranny and everything bolted up. Me, Louie, and my wife stabbed it in real quick. Still have to put the cross member in, but for now we just got the jack holding it. Yeah, looks good. Sitting about where it needs to be. Hopefully next time you guys see it, we'll have that fancy looking turbo setting on there. That sweet eBay stuff. All right, turbo is on. I had a couple days here in between the last clip and this one. I had to modify. If you guys seen my 250 subs post, I showed this, you know, just setting up on there, mocked up. But I had to go ahead and modify the pipes, and because the turbo stuck out way over the hood. But now it's where it needs to be. So all I did was cut a section out of the pipe here and brought the flange down, and then I just basically reused the pieces of pipe that I took out and put it all back together and welded it up. It's not the fanciest or prettiest. Some of them spots were really hard to get to, but it's all sealed up, I believe, so we are good there. Turbo is where it needs to be. Fuel lines are on. A lot of the wiring's done already. It's temporarily in place. The main thing here, guys, is we're just trying to get it fired, and that'll wrap up this video, but I do still have a lot of work ahead of me. Right now I got the fuel tank down. I still got to finish attaching the lines back there and then put the tank back up. Upper intake, the pipes here. I will have to modify the connecting pipe from here to here because I had to change the angle slightly on that because I cut so much out. But that's no big deal. Once I get the V-band clamps, that's what we're waiting on now in the mail. So there'll probably be another day or two in between this clip and the next. But once I get those V-band clamps, I will see exactly how much of the pipes needs to be cut, and then we'll get it all back up in here. And hopefully, once that's done, I should have the upper intake done and all the fuel lines done. So that should be the last piece I have before we're ready to fire it. So, getting closer. Update. V-band clamps are in. I got everything fitted. I had to cut about an inch and, I don't know, inch and a quarter out of this pipe and turn it to make this fit here. That's where the wastegate will go. Now, I've got all the oil lines plumbed, the return, all the fuel lines are ran, upper intake on. So I've got quite a bit done. There's still a lot to do. I'm waiting on a new starter. I already ordered it. Also, not that I need it to get it started, but the steering shaft, the old steering shaft, will not work on this manual rack. So I needed to get a new one anyway, I guess, but it's on the order now. So I'm waiting on that. And also the wastegate. So when that gets in, we will hopefully be able to get this finished up. I still have to get the exhaust fitted here. I have all the piping and plumbing, and I've already pretty much mocked it all up and fitted it, and it's going to work great. We're just going to have a single 3-inch all the way back and hopefully hump over the tail. But for now, we're just going to worry about getting it built and down, and you know, kind of like the removable down pipe, so we can take it out if we need to work on it. But anyhow, we did get the computer in, and we got that there pinned out for the airflow sensor. We got the data cable ran, got it all hooked up. There's still a lot of stuff in here that's not hooked up. We have a lot of work ahead of us, but we're still just trying to get it first fired, so we're working on the important stuff right now, but we're close. We'll be back when we have another update. Alright guys, update. We got a lot done. Exhaust is in, ran. That's all done, looks beautiful. All the way back. Besides that, we did get the distributor in, all hooked up. We got the the steering shaft in. And we went ahead and for this first fire, we went ahead and put the factory computer back in for now. And because I don't want to, everything is completely stock, basically, besides the cam and the, the computer setup and the turbo. But besides that, I don't want to damage that new computer trying to get this stuff hooked up. So it's all hooked up now, and we went ahead and tried to hit the key, and I bypassed the ignition safety switch and all that, and tried to hit the key, and we weren't getting any spark. So we had to take the intake back off. And I've actually, the reason I took the intake off, I diagnosed the problem to be the negative coil wire coming out of the TFI, coming around to the negative side of the coil here. It somehow got damaged or broke, and I just followed followed with the voltmeter and tracked, and I figured out somehow, by the grace of God, I guess, that it was there. So now I've got the intake off, I've got it all stripped back. I'm going to go ahead and replace that wire, and then we'll be good to go. I'll put it all back together, and we should be ready to fire it up here shortly. All right, guys, back together. Intake's back on, everything's hooked up. Wiring's all fixed, back in the loom, reran, tidied that up a little bit. I've got a jumper wire to the solenoid to bypass the neutral safety switch, since I don't have anybody here with me right now. But I do believe we are ready to try to fire this thing. I am pretty excited. I wanted to share it with you guys before I actually hit the key. I want to set it up on a tripod so you can kind of watch the whole thing. I don't know how it's going to run yet, or how to act. I'm sure the timing needs adjusted a little bit, but I'll go ahead and get you guys set up here and flip it on. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't talk about the fact that the doors and the fenders and the bumper are on. Me and my nephew over the last 3 or 4 days really just really kicked butt and got this whole thing pretty much knocked out. We had a boo-boo here on the door. It didn't really fit right, so I went ahead and just knocked the top off of that, did a little tapping, and now we've got a good perfect gap when we close the door. Now we're perfect. Before it was sticking out a little bit, and I didn't really like it, but so we're gonna have to reshoot the door. No big deal. The other side is also really sweet, nice and firm. Rear bumper's on. Everything's dusty because I ground that off of there and worked that door, but so anyway, yeah, back to the excitement. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up on a tripod real quick, and we'll go ahead and try to fire it off. This is with the stock computer. If it fires off and everything goes good, I'll try to get the timing set if I can with this stock computer, and then lock it down at 10 degrees, and then we will hopefully be ready to switch out to our other computer. But here we go. All right, guys, I hope you're as excited as we are about that. I could only let it run for a second. I don't have the rest of the cooling system and stuff hooked up, and it's running ridiculous rich. I've got 60-pound injectors in it, and that's a stock computer set up for 19 pounds. So it runs, it fired. So we're going to go ahead and finish putting everything back together, and hopefully that'll be in the next video. We'll have it a little bit more completely put together, but I really wanted to finish this video. Stupid excited. I hope you guys enjoyed that first fire as much as we did, and hope you guys enjoyed the ride from building the engine and up until this point. I filmed as much as I could, but whenever my time comes to working on this car, when I get out here, I just try to focus on it and get to it, because it's my car and my time. So, but I would love it if you guys would give us a like, share, a subscribe. This thing is going to be a beast, and make sure you guys follow along. We've got big plans for it this coming summer. Thanks for watching, guys.